Peacemaking. Overheard Conversations podcast. Radio Zoo.
Why do you believe that negotiations between the so-called West and the orcs are doomed to fail? Where does such certainty come from?
Because their motivations, worldview, objectives, and time constraints are completely different. To put it mildly, in reality, they're entirely incompatible.
Could you explain? What makes them so incompatible?
Look, every Western politician quite rationally believes that even a fragile peace, one that doesn't result in lasting stability, is personally beneficial. Their time in power is limited by democratic processes, and historically, their term will end rather quickly. They'll either move to the opposition or retire peacefully. Any future escalation, as a former US administration once put it, won't be their problem anymore. Meanwhile, even a short-term ceasefire will score political points for their party, while a future flare-up could end up being a problem for their rivals in government. But their swamp-dwelling counterparts, the admirers of beards, dirty headscarves, and bathrobes draped over European suits, as well as fans of concentration camps and harvesting organs from their own citizens, those who are united by a shared hatred of the United States, plan to stay in power forever. At least, until they're carried out feet first in either a white or red shroud. Since they are bound by nothing except their own thirst to cling to power, they have no interest in temporary solutions that might dent their image as dictators or disrupt their grand plan. Do you really think the bloodsucker in this war genuinely wants peace and cares about the lives of his soldiers, as the US president keeps telling us? He might agree to some convenient tactical moves, a brief pause to rebuild his criminal capabilities, with the help of allies, of course, but his strategy destroying Ukraine remains unchanged. That's why any notion of a lasting peace, or a strict mechanism preventing an immediate breach of a ceasefire like NATO troops stationed along the front line won't be acceptable to him. It would only obstruct his grand design. And that's precisely why these negotiations will yield nothing. Ironically, the power to bring peace is entirely in the orcs' hands. If the bloodsucker truly wanted peace, all he'd need to do is stop the aggression, end the war, and withdraw his troops from Ukraine. That's it. A perfectly simple solution, wouldn't you agree? No need for negotiations, intermediaries, NATO forces, or any other inconveniences, compromises, or deals. Or am I wrong?
Overheard Conversations podcast. Radio Zoo.